Hi, I'm Cindy Edison, conscious channel and human aspect representative of Joseph. Joseph is a collective consciousness of teachers and the evolutionary vibration of Seth and Abraham, and also they represent for us the vibration of the new earth. We are teaching that perspective in order to assist the human individually and the human collective in our movement forward on our eternal soul's path. Join us as we delve into the new perspective and shift our consciousness to accommodate the vibration of the new earth. Let's listen. Joseph, thanks for your patience. I know it's been a while. We are all going through this expansion, right? So twists and turns and ups and downs, and it's the proverbial roller coaster as we ride through this last timeline of the third dimension. Remember, we have been playing in this realm of contrast for eons of time, and this shift, this particular shift, will take us to our next experience as the physical aspect of our soul. This is our opportunity to experience a physical reality where there is no fear. Can you imagine that? I can. Welcome to the new earth, everybody, right? That's where we're heading. So the shift in consciousness is a shift in our perspective, from the contrasting perspective to the fearless perspective of pure love, which is where our soul hangs out. Our soul's vibration is the largest part of our physical vibrational makeup. However, we, having spent so much time evolving through the contrast, we're not paying that much attention to it, unfortunately. But now's the time to start looking more and more in that direction, which is always forward. So the spark for this podcast came through an email I received from my friend Eliza, client turned friend, who is a hotshot advertising chick in New York, which of course I love. And she is on this great spiritual journey, and so much fun for me to watch and hear about what's happening with her. Anyway, in the midst of her email, she says, and I quote, "It would be much easier to allow the soul to lead if we understood the language, intention, and the ways of our soul." As I was reading that, my head cocked a little bit, and I realized what a great question that is, and how many of us may not understand what allowing our soul to lead actually means, and how we do that. So I'd like to shed some light on that, because it is what Joseph entitled our books. The first introduction to us from Joseph is called Allow Your Soul to Lead. And the reason for that is because we as a human collective have not experienced this kind of shift before into a fearless experience. Because we're moving out of the contrast, right? We're moving into the realms where there is no contrast. So we need to shift our perspective in order to do that. Remember, we have to be in vibrational agreement before we can experience something, okay? So let's start with the part of her question that is asking about understanding the language. If you guys have been following us for a while, from any perspective at all, you already know the answer, which is the language is vibrational. Vibration is the universal language of the soul, who is an aspect of God. So we define God, if you can do that, as the collective soul, which means the all, right? Every universal being, every plant, every insect, every animal, the rocks, the water, everything, including us, the human, is a vibrational communicator. It is inherent in all of us. Channeling is a vibrational translation. It's vibrational talking. Our 5 physical senses are vibrational translators, so we can experience vibration in our physical realities. As you see, you're looking at something, you are translating a vibration. As you hear and touch and smell, you are translating a vibration, which is why, if you ask 10 people to describe something they've seen, you all see the same thing, you'll get 10 different responses, right? All different descriptions, because vibration is a personal experience. Enter the sixth sense, right? Our sixth sense is vibration, and it is unique and individual to every one of us, which is why there's so many different channelers who are translating different messages, different teachers delivering different messages. Each is unique and is speaking to a unique vibrational realm from that vibrational realm of information. Wherever you are, whatever you're looking at, is what you are focusing on and what you will experience. In short, the language of the soul is vibration. That's how you hear the guidance. And it can come through in many ways, as many of you already know. Sometimes you hear what sounds like an audible voice. I was grateful for this, and I was privy to that 5 times. All of those times in the beginning of my relationship with Joseph. I now understand that, didn't understand it then, but now I understand that the soul communicates with us in a way that we can understand. Or what would the point be, Some people see vibration. They see what they refer to as people, because there's no words for these things, right? Or images. They're translating a vibration. Some call this seeing from their third eye, the third eye in the middle of your forehead there. Some hear vibrationally. I fall into this category. I don't really see anything. I feel things and I hear them vibrationally. So when I communicate with Joseph, it's my ongoing relationship with them. It is a blending of my soul's vibration and my physical vibration. And that's what we will all be experiencing on the new earth. And Joseph, of course, is the collective me, right? It's all the aspects of us, of my soul. And there are many aspects. And it's vibrational talking, okay? It's translating blocks of thought. Some of you communicate this way and know what I'm talking about. So the universal language, again, is vibration. You can see this clearly in the universal laws, what we refer to as the universal truths. They are all vibrationally based. There's a reason for that, right? Universal laws are in alignment. Vibration is a manifestation of energy, and universe is an energetic being. Everything universal communicates with vibration, okay, through vibration. So the next part of her statement is asking about the soul's intention. The intention of the soul of God is always the expansion of itself, which is the expansion of the consciousness that is God, which is love. As an aspect of the soul, or God, if you will, our underlying intention is always expansion. This is why we choose to come to the contrast in the first place, and that is to expand the physical aspect of our soul and to experience in our own unique way another realm of consciousness that offers choice. When we know we have a choice in every moment, which we do, and there are 2 options in front of us, and those options are in or out of alignment choosing, right? We consciously choose the in alignment option. We not only expand ourselves as an aspect of our unique soul, but the all as well. Expansion of one aspect of God has a ripple effect, I guess you could call it, meaning when one aspect of God expands, the realm of God consciousness expands, which means everything in that realm expands too, which, by the way, is everything, because the God consciousness is in everything. So that's the soul's intention. In a word, expansion, which is discovery and creation of more of who we really are, which, by the way, is the eternal, ever-expanding consciousness of love. which leads us to the last part of her question, which is, what are the ways of the soul? And that's answered easily too, right? The way of the soul is love. When you're seeking participation, which is a good thing, by the way, seeking participation, conscious participation in your own expansion, but not sure how to do it, the answer is always held in your soul's vibration. And one way to acknowledge and choose the soul's way is to ask yourself, with every decision, every choice, and in every belief that you have, if the way, the belief, the choice, whatever it is, of what you're choosing is what the soul would do. Remember that saying, what would Jesus do? There were t-shirts, buttons, all this stuff a while ago. It's the same question and the same answer, and it is always the choosing in the direction of love. This is how we stay in alignment, and that is by choosing love. You know, Joseph says, choose love in all resolution, in everything. This is how we stay in alignment, and that is by choosing love. Your eternal pathway is the in alignment pathway, and it's paved with love. And when you're focused on it, the events that are on your soul's path, your physical path, that is, for us anyway, they appear when you are ready for them. Remember, there's no time. And that means when your awareness is ready to experience them. So, for instance, if you have a belief that you cannot communicate with your soul, or that only special people are gifted with channeling, that is a belief that's holding you in the realm of contrast. That is not who you really are. You have the ability to communicate vibrationally. Everything and everybody does. You just have to be aware that you are able and you have the ability through your sixth sense. So that's a belief that we will help you shift. And that is the belief in your own communication with your higher self, whatever you want to call it, is so important right now because, again, we are moving from a physical experience to a vibrational one. Okay, that's what the new earth is all about. So to recap, the soul's language is vibration. The soul's intention is expansion of love, which is the expansion of the vibrational consciousness that is love. And the way, soul's way, is the path of love. Simple, but not so easy for us sometimes, considering where we've been hanging out for thousands of years as this particular aspect. As we move forward, we are creating a new aspect, and this is the aspect that will live on the new earth. But we have to be a vibrational agreement with that realm of consciousness in order to open that door. Okay? So, big subject, big shifts all over the place. Joseph laughs when I say this is a big one, and they say it's big because you don't have the perspective of it. It's just a perspective, and what it boils down to is a choice. It's a choice in every moment, and you are creating your physical experience with every choice you make. Okay, so I hope that answers some questions for you guys, especially you, Elisa. And as always, thanks for your question. I love them. And I love receiving these. And at the moment, I'm a bit backlogged because of my own focus on my own expansion, but I'll get back to it when all these sparks ignite, right? And that's how we move on our pathway, is the inspiration. When you get inspired from your soul, you feel it, and you can't not do it, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, for more information about us, visit our website at theteachingsofjoseph.com, where you'll find our books, The 7 Steps to Self-Discovery and Healing, which are a great foundation for building your new belief system. And of course, they are not only in alignment, but they are based on the universal truths. They have their own navigational link there. Click on it, read them, listen. It's a great foundation. Anyway, also follow us on Instagram for our daily quotes, and drop us a note to info@theteachingsofjoseph.com if you have a burning question. Okay? We love you guys. Thanks for joining us today, and we will be back. Take good care.